Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. In this part, we will discuss on the tensor related formula and also we will solve some previous year questions as well as some important questions related to the tensor and also important for your SSB exam. So let us first discuss some formulas related to the tensor. Now you can see here, when I will write A and in the power if I write ij, that is the indices, we can say I and j are the indices, then aij it is called the contravariant tensor. And when I will write a and in the subscript I will write the indices, that is ij, then this is called the covariant tensor. And the number of indices here present, that is called the rank of the tensor, and here the rank is 2 and also here the rank is 2. That is for the contravariant tensor. When the power is written, suppose a power I, that is your contravariant tensor of rank 1. If I write ij, contravariant tensor of rank 2, ijk, contravariant tensor of rank 3, and so on. Okay. And similarly for the covariant tensor. So the number of modes of changes of a physical quantity when passed from one system to the other, that is called the rank of a tensor. And the next, this is the representation of the contravariant tensor. That is when you are in one frame of reference, suppose S, and you want to calculate for the other frame of reference, that is S frame. So we can use this contravariant form or your covariant form. That is, if I write A bar I, that is your, suppose in your S prime frame. So this A bar I, that is your contravariant tensor, can be written as dou xi bar divided by dou xj into aj. Okay, this is your contravariant form. And also we can write, that is for the S frame, if I write ak, then also we can write ak will be equal to dou x power k divided by dou x bar I into ai bar. And similarly for the covariant tensor, we can represent like this. And also the mixed tensor, it is the combination of the contravariant as well as the covariant tensor, that is aj into bj, that is contravariant into the covariant, that will be equal to a contravariant j bar into b covariant j bar. Okay, this is the important relation. Then the next is, if there are two tensor and the two tensor of the same rank and the same type, they are said to be equal if their components are 1 to 1 equal, that is called the equality of the tensor. So equality of the tensor means, here this suppose the indices is mu and also here the indices is mu, and if the index is sigma, it is also sigma. If the index is lambda, here also index is lambda. So that we can say that this is 1 to 1 equal, and also it is called the equality of the tensor. That is, the two tensors are equal. Now the next, the tensor whose rank is the sum of the ranks of the given tensor, that is called the outer product of the two tensor. Now you can see here, suppose there are two tensor, one is A and another one is B. A is your written as A mu nu sigma B rho lambda. It is written just like this. Okay. Now here combiningly we can write for the outer product, we can say. So for the outer product of this, simply we have to write C, any constant C, and here simply you have to take the product, that is mu nu lambda as your contravariant form, and this is your sigma rho. So you have to write sigma rho in the covariant part. So this is called the outer product. So in the outer product, simply you have to take the rank. It is the sum of the rank of the given tensor. Now the next, the algebraic operation by which the rank of a mixed tensor, it is lowered by 2, that is called the contraction of the tensor. That is, in case of the contraction of the tensor, rank will reduce to the 2. That is, the rank value reduces to the 2. Suppose here the rank is A mu nu sigma and here lambda rho. So here rank is 1, 2, 3 and here 4, 5. So total rank is here 5. So after contraction, the rank will be 5 minus 2, that will be your 3. Now the next, the outer product of the two tensor followed by a contraction results an inner product of the two tensor. That is, first of all you will take the outer product of the two tensor, and if we will take the contraction of that tensor, then you will get the inner product of the two tensor. That is for the outer product, simply you have to take the sum of the rank, that is here mu, nu, lambda, here rho and sigma. So after the contraction, that will be the rank will reduces to 2. So that is total rank is 5, and here the rank will be, now you can see the rank will be 3 here. Okay, so this is only possible when any of these two are equal, that is it may be mu equal to rho, it may be mu equal to sigma. Okay, so if any one of the indices is equal to the covariant, and in case of the contravariant index, if any one of it is equal, then we can write this is the contraction. So after contraction you will get this. So this is called the inner product of the two tensor, that is the outer product of the two tensor followed by the contraction. Then the next, any physical quantity whose inner product with an arbitrary tensor is a tensor is itself a tensor, that is called the quotient law. The next is, if two covariant or contravariant tensor indices can be interchanged without altering the tensor, that is called the symmetric tensor. It means if it is Aij, then it is also equal to Aji, then it is called the symmetric tensor. But if there will be a change in sign but the magnitude remains same, then that is called asymmetric tensor, or this is also known as the antisymmetric tensor. And this one is important. A symmetric tensor of rank 2 in n-dimensional space, it has the number of independent components will be equal to n into n plus 1 by 2, where n is the nth dimension. Okay, and similarly for the antisymmetric tensor of rank 2 in n-dimensional space, it has the number of independent components will be equal to n into n minus 1 by 2. For the antisymmetric, independent component will be n into n minus 1 by 2, and for the symmetric tensor this will be n into n plus 1 by 2. Now see the next, an antisymmetric tensor of rank R n-dimensional space will have the number of independent components equal to NCR. This is also important. So here the NCR is the number of independent component, where R represents the rank and n represents the dimension. Okay, so NCR will be equal to n factorial, that is the combination n factorial divided by r factorial into n minus r factorial. But when the rank equal to the dimension, so in that case only one independent component will be there. Suppose the question is, for the antisymmetric tensor in every pair of indices, find the independent component in 4 dimension. Okay, suppose the first question is Aik. In this question you can see the rank is 2, but the 4 dimension, that is n is 4. So if you want to calculate the number of independent component, then this will be NCR for the antisymmetric tensor. NCR means this is your 4 share 2. So you can calculate this much. 4C2 means this is your 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 4 minus 2 factorial. So after cancellation you can calculate this is your 6. 4 factorial means this is your 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, or simply we can write this is your 4 into 3 into 2 factorial, because to calculate that is 2 factorial and 2 factorial, here it will get cancelled. That's why we have written like this. Okay, we have written like this. Now for the next question, this is Aik. Here the rank is 3 and n is 4 given. So you can calculate NCR. Similarly for Ikj, here the rank is 4 and n is 4. So in this case directly you have to write the number of independent components is 1, because the rank equal to the dimension. Okay. Now this is also the important one. The total number of component in a tensor will be equal to the dimension power rank. This is dimension power rank, that is n power r. Now let us solve some questions. This is also the previous year question. The question is, Sij and Aij represent a symmetric and an antisymmetric real value tensor respectively in 3 dimensions. So the number of independent components of Sij and Aij are. So here Sij is a symmetric tensor and Aij is an antisymmetric tensor. You have to calculate the number of independent components. So for the number of independent components for the symmetric tensor, you will write n into n plus 1 by 2. So here the rank is 2. So here this will be equal to 2 into 2 plus 1, that will be 3 divided by 2. Sorry, here you have to take the dimension because n is your dimension simply. So here it is given, this is your 3 dimension. So simply this will be 3 into 3 plus 1 divided by 2. So that will be equal to 3 into 4 divided by 2. So 2, 4 get cancelled, this will be 2. So that is equal to 6. And similarly for the antisymmetric tensor, it is also given, that is it is the 3 dimension. So this will be n into n minus 1 divided by 2. That is for the antisymmetric one. That is equal to 3 into 3 minus 1. This will be 2 divided by 2. So 2 to get cancelled. That will be 3. So for the symmetric that will be 6. And for the antisymmetric that will be 3. So this is our correct answer. Now the next question is, which one of the following is a tensor of order 0? A bar plus B bar, or A bar minus B bar, or A bar dot B bar, or A cross B bar. Okay. So from this tensor of order 0 means it is a scalar quantity. So if we will take the dot product of any two, so this I dot I will give you 1 or I dot j give you 0 and so on. But here if we will take the cross product, that is I cross j, again it will give I cross j is your k cap. So it will give a vector quantity. So it is not the tensor of rank 0. So for the tensor of order 0, you have to take the scalar one, that is your A bar dot B bar. Okay. Now the next question, sort out the covariant vector component. So which one is the covariant vector component? Covariance means you have to write the index at the subscript. So here this is our right answer, dou u by dou s. Okay. Now the next question is, Tij bar equal to sum over KL TKL dou sk divided by dou xi bar into dou xi by dou xj bar. So that T is a contravariant tensor or covariant tensor or mixed tensor or none of this. So simply the index are written, these indices are written in the subscript. So it is simply a covariant tensor. Okay. And this is of rank 2. The next question is, if Aij be a contravariant tensor, then its symmetric tensor will be, so simply for the symmetric tensor Aij will be equal to Aja. So which one is our answer? So this is our right answer. Since it is given the contravariant, so simply you have to check the superscript one. Okay, Aji in the superscript. Now the next question, if Ai bar and Bj bar are the components of the contravariant and the covariant tensor of rank 1, then Ai and Bj bar are the components of a contravariant tensor of rank 0 or covariant tensor of rank 0 or mixed tensor of rank 2 or mixed tensor of rank 0. Since here this Ai into Bj bar is written here, one is your contravariant and another one is your covariant. So here simply this one is your mixed tensor, and also here 1 and here also 1. So these are 2, that is your rank 2. So this is the mixed tensor of rank 2. Now the next question, Aijk lm Blm. It is a tensor of rank. That is, it is written Aijk and here Lm is written and here Blm. It is written like this. Sorry, Bim. It is written just like this. So it is a tensor of rank 1. So you can see here this m and also here this is your m. This is I and this is also I. So here simply just cancelling, you will get 1, 2, 3, that is your tensor of rank 3. Okay, this is simple. Just cancel out the same term so that you will get the rank will be equal to 3. The next question is, if Tkij bar equal to this much, then it is a third order contravariant tensor or third order mixed tensor with one covariant and two contravariant indices or what? Now you can see in this question that is T bar Ij and here is your K. So it is no doubt it is a mixed tensor. Mixed tensor means it is a combination of the contravariant as well as the covariant tensor. When the indices are written in the superscript one, this is known as the contravariant, and for this is your covariant. So here the covariant tensor of rank 1 and contravariant tensor of rank 2. So here the right answer will be This is the third order mixed tensor with one covariant and two contravariant indices. Now see the next question. Moment of inertia is a scalar or vector or a tensor of rank 2 or a tensor of higher rank. Which one will be true? So moment of inertia, it is a tensor of rank 2. The next is Kronecker delta, delta mu nu. It is a scalar or vector or a tensor of rank 1 or a tensor of rank 2. This is also a tensor of rank 2. The next is the value of delta mu mu in n dimensional space is, so this is 0, mu, 1 or n. So its value will be n. Okay. The next question is the components of a quantity A follow the transformation law in two coordinate system A mu bar equal to dou x mu bar by dou x alpha into A alpha. Then the quantity A is a scalar or a covariant vector or a contravariant vector or a tensor of rank 2. Here you can see the mu is in your superscript. So it is simply a contravariant vector. Okay, so this is our correct answer. The next question is the components of a quantity A follow the transformation law. Here this is A mu bar equal to this much. It is mu is written in the subscript. So here this will be a covariant vector. The next is the velocity of a particle is a scalar or a contravariant vector or a covariant vector or a tensor of rank 2. So here the correct answer will be it is a contravariant vector. The next question is the transformation law of a tensor, that this is your mixed tensor A mu nu sigma of rank 3 is, so from this expression you can see this mu nu, it is your contravariant one. So you have to just check whether this delta x power mu nu it is present in this part or not. Okay, so in the option A and B, so del x mu bar and del x nu bar is present, and now you have to check this new term is present in the denominator or not. So you can see here from this B option, this term is present here only. Del x bar nu is, del x bar sigma is present here. So our correct answer will be this one. And simply you have to write this alpha beta in this superscript and this gamma it is in the subscript part. Okay, this is just the representation of the mixed tensor. Now the next question is the outer product of two mixed tensors A mu nu and beta nm, each of rank 2, it is a scalar or a tensor of rank 4 or a tensor of rank 2 or doesn't exist. You can see here this is your 2 and this is your 2. So that will be tensor of rank 4. Then the next is the inner product of two mixed tensor A mu nu and A nm, each of rank 2 is a scalar or a tensor of rank 4 or a tensor of rank 2 or doesn't exist. So while taking the inner product, you have to take the outer product as well as you have to contract the term, that is the rank will reduces to 2. So here the total rank is 4. So 4 minus 2, that will be equal to 2. So this is the tensor of rank 2. So in case of inner product, this will be rank 2. But in case of the outer product, here you can see the tensor of rank 4. Okay. Now the next question. The differentiation of a scalar with respect to the variable x mu results a scalar or a covariant vector or a contravariant vector or a tensor of rank 2. So here it is a covariant vector. Okay, it is a covariant vector. The next question is if A mu and B mu are the components of a contravariant and a covariant vector, then the product of A mu B mu is a scalar or a contravariant tensor of rank 2 or a covariant tensor of rank 2 or a mixed tensor. So from this you can see this is your mixed tensor. So this is our correct answer. The next is if A mu and B mu are the components of a contravariant and covariant vectors, then the product A mu B mu will be, so this is a scalar one. Since this is your mu and also here it is a mu, so this will be the rank is 0 or the order 0. So this will be a scalar one. Now the next is A mu nu equal to A nu mu. Then A mu nu, it is 0 or symmetric tensor or an antisymmetric tensor or a scalar. So you know aij, when this is equal to aji, then this is called the symmetric tensor. So this is our correct answer. Now the next is the number of independent components of a symmetric tensor of rank 2 in n-dimensional space. For the symmetric, you know this will be your n into n plus 1 by 2, and for the antisymmetric this will be n into n minus 1 by 2. Okay. Then the next question, the number of independent components of an antisymmetric tensor of rank n in n-dimensional space. So you know, when the rank is R and it is in your n-dimensional space, simply you have to write NCR. But when n equal to R, then this will be equal to NCN, and which value is equal to 1. So this is our correct answer. Okay. Then the next question is a tensor A mu nu of rank 2, it may be expressed as the sum of the two symmetric tensor each of rank 1, the sum of two antisymmetric tensor of each of rank 1, or the sum of symmetric and antisymmetric tensor each of rank 2, or the product of symmetric and an antisymmetric tensor. So here the answer will be the sum of symmetric and the antisymmetric tensor of each of rank 2. Okay. The next question is, if aij it is the antisymmetric tensor, then the value of a11 is. So this will be your 0. Okay. The next question is, a tensor of rank 2 in n-dimensional space, it has the component n, n square, 2n, or 2 power n. So here this will be n square. Okay. Dimension, power, rank. The next is, if a mu nu it is an antisymmetric tensor of rank 2 and b mu it is a tensor of rank 1, then the quantity of a mu nu, b mu, and b nu, that is the summation index applicable, it is a scalar or a tensor of rank 4 or n or 0. So here the correct answer will be 0. Then the next question is, the expression for the distance ds between two adjacent points is given by d square will be equal to g mu nu ds mu into ds nu. This quantity g mu nu, it is a scalar or a covariant fundamental tensor or a contravariant fundamental tensor or a mixed fundamental tensor. So you can see here this is mu nu is present here. So this is no doubt it is a covariant tensor. So this is your covariant fundamental tensor. Okay. The next question is, Christophel's three index symbols are invariant, sensors, or the scalars, or the vectors, or not the tensor. So here the correct answer will be these are not the tensors. The next question is, if the multiplication of a dyadic with an arbitrary vector is commutative, then the dyadic is a symmetrical, diagonal, or antisymmetric, or a scalar. So here this will be the symmetric. The next question is, if S mu nu it is a symmetric tensor and A mu nu it is an antisymmetric tensor, then the product S mu nu into A mu nu it is a symmetric tensor of rank 4 or an antisymmetric tensor of rank 4 or a scalar or 0. So here the correct answer will be 0, because it is here it is your mu nu and also here it is your mu nu, and it is a symmetric as well as this A mu nu is an antisymmetric tensor. So the answer will be, the product will be 0 here. Now the value of epsilon tensor, that is epsilon mu in nu, it is 1, 0, minus 1 or infinity. So here the value will be 0. The next question is, in the equation dou x mu bar dx mu bar equal to dou x bar mu divided by dou x alpha into dx alpha. Here mu and alpha are dummy indices. Mu is real and alpha is dummy index. Mu and alpha are real indices. Mu is dummy and alpha is real index. So which one is true? So here mu is the real and alpha is the dummy index. Okay. So you can see here mu is the real one and alpha is the dummy one. Dummy ones means you can substitute the in place of alpha you can write beta, gamma, etc. whatever. Okay, but mu is the fixed one, that is mu is real and alpha is the dummy. The next is, given that ai is a covariant vector, then dou ai by dou xj, this will be a covariant tensor. a contravariant tensor or a mixed tensor or not a tensor. So here this is a covariant tensor. The next question is the gradient of a scalar function. It is a scalar, covariant tensor or contravariant tensor or a mixed tensor. So here this is a covariant vector. That is the gradient of a scalar function. It is a covariant vector. The next question is if a mu is a vector, then dou a mu by dou x nu is a scalar or a vector or always a tensor or not a tensor. So here it is not a tensor. Okay. The next question is if a mu is a vector, then dou a mu by dou x nu minus dou a nu by dou x mu, this will be always a tensor. Okay, this will be always a tensor. The next question is if b lambda sigma mu nu and c lambda rho sigma are the tensors and a mu nu sigma b lambda rho mu nu equal to c lambda rho sigma, then a mu nu sigma, it is a vector or a contravariant tensor, not a tensor or a mixed tensor. So here this is a mixed tensor. Okay. The next question is the intrinsic derivative of a fundamental tensor g mu nu, this is 0. Okay, the intrinsic derivative of this tensor will be 0. Now the curvature tensor are lambda mu nu sigma, this is antisymmetric with respect to indices nu and sigma. Okay. The next is the total number of algebraically independent components of a covariant curvature tensor in 4-dimensional space. Okay. So it is the total number of independent components of a covariant curvature tensor in 4-dimensional space. So this will be always 20. The next question is the divergence of Einstein tensor G mu nu, this is 0. Okay. The next is which of the following is non-vanishing? Covariant derivative of G mu nu, covariant derivative of a vector, divergence of Einstein tensor or epsilon tensor. So which one is non-vanishing? So here the covariant derivative of a vector is non-vanishing. The next is a tensor A sigma mu nu is said to be symmetric with respect to what? This is symmetric with respect to mu nu. Okay. If R mu nu is Ricci tensor and G mu nu is a covariant fundamental tensor, then the quantity G mu nu, R mu nu, this is called a scalar curvature. Okay. The next is if G mu nu equal to 0 for mu not equal to nu and mu nu sigma are unequal indices, then which of the following vanishes? Okay, so here the gamma mu nu sigma will vanishes. The next question is if G mu nu is a fundamental covariant tensor and A mu is a contravariant vector, then G mu nu A mu B nu equal to 0. Then the angle between A and B, so the angle between A and B will be pi by 2. Okay. Then the next question is which one of the following doesn't obey tensor transformation laws in non-linear space? Okay, that is covariant derivative of a contravariant vector or covariant derivative of a tensor, Christopher's symbol or all of the above. So here this is the Christopher's 3 index symbols. The last question is if G mu nu and A mu nu are the two symmetric covariant tensor and gamma mu nu sigma G and gamma mu nu sigma A are the corresponding Christopher symbol, then the quantity this is called a mixed tensor of rank 3. Okay. So these are some questions which are important for your exam, and also we have solved the question that are being asked in your previous year exam. Basically the question being asked, that is what is the antisymmetric, if this is the rank, suppose let me write here, if an antisymmetric tensor it is given of rank 2, then you have to simply calculate the total number of independent component is available. So simply just you have to remember this will be n into n minus 1 by 2, and you have to check the nth dimension. Okay, this is your rank 2, but you have to check the dimension. If n equal to 4, then simply you have to substitute the value. So this type of question are basically asking in your SSB exam. So this is all for today. Thank you all.